Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Catherine and today's video is going to be the new Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette unveiling on this channel and swatches. So if that is something you want to watch, then please stick around. Okay, so this just released, I shouldn't say just released, this released probably like 2 weeks ago at this point. And I've just been, it's been sitting here for that time and I haven't got around to doing it. So today I'm going to be opening up the palette, sharing my thoughts, sharing some live swatches, and just seeing what we think of this palette. So I purchased this from the Natasha Denona website itself because I have a code with them that gets me some money off, opposed to waiting for it to be on Sephora and not getting money off. So anytime I shop Natasha Denona, I try to shop on their website, and they're like Jimmy John's. They have freaky fast delivery. This got shipped with it like the day I got it, maybe 1 or 2 days after I purchased it. So Natasha Denona knows what to do with shipping. So this palette is, let me pull up what she says this palette is. Okay, so according to Natasha's website, it says the I Need a Nude eyeshadow palette is a cool toned color story featuring 15 new enchanting muted rosy and nude shades. Alongside Natasha's iconic formulas, the I Need a Nude palette debuts a brand new wet effect sparkling and glossy finish formula, illuminating any eyeshadow look with an ethereal touch of glistening sparkle. So this the benefits are mineral oil free, paraben free, cruelty free, and made in Italy. And so yeah, let's do some swatches on it. Well, first let's just open it up and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. So yes, it does have some rosy, what did they say, rosy earthy tones, nude shades, or obviously I need a nude. Looks like there's one of the shades had a little bit of a blowout, as you can see some of the like little things right there. Let me just blow that off. Doesn't look like any of them were impacted, so maybe it was, I don't know what it was, whatever. Really, really beautiful. Again, is this like revolutionary? Probably not. It's not a revolutionary color story, but it is really pretty, and I have become quite a collector of Natasha Denona, so I wanted to add this to my collection. But let's get to the important part, the actual swatching of things. Okay, so the first one we're going to swatch is Stone, which they describe as a matte light medium warm taupe. So that is what it looks like. Light medium warm taupe. Seems super blendable, a little bit patchy. I think that's just from where I'm swatching it from. Really, really nice. Okay, then we have Delilah, which this is one of their new, I'm reading it off. It is a sparkling wet effect silver brown. So this is one of the new formulas. Whoa. It does feel wet too. Like that's kind of freaky. It feels kind of wet. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. That's really pretty. Can we see that sparkle? Yeah, you can feel like the texture difference from that one compared to like the matte. I'm sure it'll be even different from like another shimmer or satin. That one's really pretty. Okay, then we have Wit, which is a matte light warm rose. Matte light warm rose. So that is what it looks like. Ooh, that's really pretty. Gorgeous. Okay. All right, so the next one we are going to swatch is Whisper, which is a metallic light nude pink. So it's this one right here. Yeah, feels a little bit different than the Delilah, which is the wet effect. This one felt a little bit more wet. I don't want to say this is dry, but like dry in comparison to that one. So this is what it looks like. So just the metallic finish. Oh, so pretty. Just like feels like a dream too. Really, really, really pretty. That one was Whisper. The next one is Silhouette, which they describe as a matte coffee bean brown. Matte coffee bean brown. So it seems like that one you probably need to build it up just a little bit more to get like super duper impactful, but still really nice. Okay, and then we have Sheen, which is going to be the Glossy Wet Effect Warm Champagne. So similar to Delilah in the texture. Again, yeah, feels very kind of wet, very like, I know this isn't probably the term you want to hear for your eyes, but like a little bit like smooth, gritty. It's really hard to explain, but that is what it looks like. Oh, really pretty. It doesn't feel gritty though. Like when you put it, when I'm swatching it, it doesn't feel gritty, but like in the pan, you can kind of feel like tiny little sparkles. So that one was Sheen. All right, so the next one is Ella, which they describe as a sparkling foiled warm fawn. That's this one right here. Feels a little bit thicker in comparison to the other ones. Oh, that is so pretty. Wow. That one's gorgeous, like very bronzy type of color. All right, then we have Muse, which is a sparkling foiled champagne. This one is the thickest of them all, kind of puttyish as well. So that's what that looks like. Ooh, very, very intense metallic. It doesn't help that I'm reading from my computer and my computer shut down and I need my fingertip to unlock it and I had to like wipe off the swatches. So that one was Muse. So the next one is going to be Tender, which is a matte medium taupe. So that is what it looks like. Oh, so pretty. So again, that one, I feel like the mattes, I don't know if it's just because they're light, they need to be built up a little bit or what, but they seem, I don't know, they're still blendable. And again, this is an arm swatch. I'm sure it'll be different on the eye because it's not as big of a surface and you're not like swiping them on your eye. You're more like patting them or blending them, but they seem a little bit patchy. I don't know. Does anybody else experience that? But that one was Tender, not Tinder. Then the next one is Vague, which is described as a matte medium warm dusty rose. So we have this one. That's what it looks like. Ooh, that one's really pretty. I'm really liking this color story. I know it's basic. I feel like a basic palette, but it's still really pretty. Like a very muted fall palette. So that one was Vague. Then we have Fair, which is described as a matte light misty rose. So really pretty, probably like inner corner. Transition shade. Oh, can you hear my wrist popping? And we have Mesh right here. This is described as a matte light dusty rose. Very pretty as well. All right, and then Travertine, is a metallic soft amber. I know they said that these are all new shadows, but I feel like travertine, is that in one of the other ones? I don't know, it seems familiar. Very pretty, very soft, blendable. All these colors like go super well with each other. Like you could just throw a dart and hit 2 of them and it would make a really great look. Okay, that's travertine, and then we have filigree, described as a sparkling foiled medium neutral brown. So that is filigree. Whoa. That one's really pretty. Okay, and then the last one is Mia, which is a sparkling wet effect icy pink. So let's do pinky, a pinky swatch. I know the pinky is not the most reliable, but it's what we got right now. So that is Mia. Whoa, that's so pretty. Okay. So here are all the swatches. Again, we had, let me wipe my fingers off. We have, starting with Stone, then Delilah, which is the new wet effect formula, then Wit, Whisper, Silhouette, Sheen, Ella, Muse, Tender, Vague, Fair, Mesh, Travertine, Filigree, and Mia. Super duper pretty. Now let's take this outside to see what it looks like in actual sunlight. All right, so here is what the palette looks like in natural sunlight. We have the sun right behind us. So super pretty. You can kind of see a little bit more of the depth of the color. And my dog is outside peeing. So let's put this down and then we will look at what the swatches actually look like. I forgot to mention, so the packaging I'm like not in love with. I don't know. I don't really love this kind of like abstract type of packaging. I don't know. It's not a huge deterrent, but just not my favorite. Alright, so these are what the swatches look like. Again, you can kind of see a little bit more of the depth, a little bit more of the sparkle. And that's Remy in the background, huffing and puffing. Okay, let's go get some final thoughts. So final thoughts on this palette. This is super duper beautiful. I know I was going to compare it against the Glam palette, but I'm sure Natasha Denona already did that. I can link that video down below. I think it was a reel on her Instagram channel. I think this is really pretty. I don't necessarily see it like super cool toned. I don't know. I kind of see it more neutral tone. I feel like the Glam one, now that I'm remembering, it feels a little bit more cool tone than this one does, but this one is super pretty. Very excited to see what sort of looks. I love this new kind of like wet, sparkly formula. So gorgeous. I love how they're continuously coming out with new things. I would love to see more of a, because I loved the Yucca palette too. That one was that one that came out that had some pretty grungy green kind of colors, but I'd love to see another like colorful palette from Natasha Denona, see what that looks like. I mean, they stick with their hits. They know neutrals, they know how to do it well, but I'd love to see a colorful palette. Maybe is this the holiday palette? I mean, I would assume this is the holiday palette, right? Maybe they have another trick up their sleeve, who knows? But definitely loving this one and can't wait to see what it looks like on my eyes. So I will link this palette down below. I'm going to link it from the Natasha website. as well as from Sephora and Ulta. So those links will be affiliated. So if you do choose to shop through them, I earn a very small commission, which is at no cost to you. Obviously, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it does support this channel. And please consider liking this video if you liked the swatches. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you pick this one up? Did you pass? Consider subscribing if you are also a beauty and reselling enthusiast just like myself. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Just thought I'd share Remy basking in the sun.